turn on the lights and stars.
So this is the thing, and you also can have this here with with key commands, and this is what I like a lot, that you can really switch between sources and you can switch between the paths.
So you're pressing Alt Command 1 or 2
for the path, where you said, okay, I want to have this on my headphones or my speaker.
Yeah.
And if I say Control Alt Command, then I select the source.
Okay.
And over the time, I never missed a monitor controller anymore, as I use the key command and I do it blindly. That's
how do you lower the volume? What kind of button would that be?
You can also do this here.
Ah, like here, yeah. But this is something really important because normalerweise we're in German. Yeah. So normally you would like just grab your monitor controller and turn the knob, you know. But this is very important. I mean,
I'll show you a little trick I love. Because I add another output path here. I take the same speaker. And so I add under monitor controller here. I want to be. I said add another monitor output. I click this here. I'm gonna select the same channel as your pulse I got right now. Analog 3/4. I call this, for example, make a shortcut, and I call this. Let's say you will know this name, K12. Now I have the same speaker, but what I'm going to do now here, I make a trim. Maybe I trim this down to a reference level, for example.
Okay.
Maybe I like say...
what's a reference level in this context?
Okay, wow, yeah, this is...
I shouldn't have asked.
Should we put this into this video?
Oh, maybe not.
I think we should.
Really? Okay.
This go back to the K metering for bob cuts.
Ah, yes.
Where you're using reference levels so that you're always running in the SPL level of the equal loudness curve.
Yes.
Pretty clever. The problem what we have in digital systems is we have no reference level to our loudness level in relation to the digital level.
Yeah.
So basically, you do not know how loud you listen to things.
Yes.
And this is very important because if you listen to things to different loudness level, they appear different. And so the perfect loudness level is this 86 dB SPL.
Yes.
And you can match this 86 dB SPL to a digital level. Mm-hmm. And so he has this, what you call the K metering.
Yes, I know.
You know this, no?
Yes, I know.
So, and here we can define. It's just a random level that put in. Say maybe at 6 dB we have at a digital signal of minus 12 dB we have our 86 dB. I'm gonna trim this here. I'm gonna say this. Hey, this is my trimmed K12 output.
So
and now
let me.
Was that too quick, right?
Let me settle and repeat. So that just means you play the same signal over the same speakers,
right?
But it will be softer in that,
or no, it will be louder in this case.
In this case, it already would be louder,
right?
But will match a certain normalized norm of level, like a standard.
Yes, exactly, a standard. This is the thing. What you're using a reference level. For example, when you make classic recording, you want to have a huge amount of headrooms.
Absolutely.
You go into like bob cuts. You go into K20.
Yes.
K20 means you have headroom of 20 dB.
Yes.
So you adjust, but you want to listen to the things that you do in this dynamic range at 86 dB SPL.
Yes.
So the trick is you use pink noise at minus 20 dB and crank up the volume until you measure on your SPL meter here on your listening position until you have 86 dB, the curve of equal loudness. That really go by, we have pink noise, terrifying, getting louder. You adjust the volume level here, go up. Say, all right, okay, here I have 86 dB. Leave it there.
Yeah.
So then I go there to my, for example, let's call this in this case, my K20. Mm-hmm. And I type in at the monitor controller a trim level of 16 dB, whatever is, it goes there. We should put this to 0 in this case here, and adjust this thing. So this is my reference level for a reference level, digital reference. This is my analog reference level, plus 16 dB, for example, for my digital level of minus 20 dB. Okay. 20 dB RMS.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I love this. I love this because this is so important. If you do not have this, you make this is a blind flight.
Okay.
You mix, for example, some dance tracks or some electronic EDM tracks are mastered up to minus 60 dB. There's 60 dB headroom, nothing more, terrifying loud.
Yeah.
Or some hip hop tracks are minus 7 or something like that. I said, wow, crazy. And what people do immediately, if they listen to something like that, they turn on the volume. Then they leave these things. The next track they're going to do, maybe some pop music, 14 dB,
yeah, or
dynamic.
some nice Steely Dan from the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Crank it up.
Crank it up again. Another time, a blind flight. You do not know what loudness level you got. The interesting approach is, I love to use K20, for example, when I record things. I want to have the full dynamic. And if you imagine that, if a level goes here to 0 dB or something like that, this is terrifying loud. And you don't get into these problems where you mix things or squeeze things too much or something like that, because it's already loud enough. You can hear the things and you use the dynamic of your digital system. I love this. So this is easy to handle.
Okay.
I even go that far that I lock this thing here. I don't want to adjust the volume. I want to have a clear definition of my level I'm going to work with. And it shouldn't change at all. If I'm going to make a pop music thing, I use mostly K14, a 14 dB dynamics.
Yes.
It's the reference level that you have on Spotify right now, or YouTube, or
on
whatever.
the streaming platforms.
Streamings, They want to see this.
I know.
And so I like this kind of approach, and I love monitor controller in this way.
Yeah.
So and this is a little neat feature that you can listen to the stuff that my artist listen on his headphones. I can adjust things. I can hear, oh my goodness, he has a super muddy sound on his headphone that will never work. I put an EQ on his channel here, adjust the things, and it does the job. Maybe we have this little thing making a little dip here on 125, cleaning up his sound on his headphones and stuff like that. We can do anything. And I think, my opinion, a monitor sound, the good monitor sound, this is the key to a good performance.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you will get something, but not as good as it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a first, wow.
First impressions, ladies
first
and
impressions.
and just by the way, to mention that if anybody is wondering why here on the channel, on the metering of the channel, we have a much higher level on the left side than on the right side. This is a stereo microphone, and it's an MS microphone, which means mid side.
Yeah.
And it's not decoded to AB stereo, it's encoded. That means on the left channel you have the mid signal, and on the right you have the side signal. The side signal usually is much softer than the mid signal. That's just by the way.
Maybe you need a processor, an MS processor.
Yeah, and I was checking. I was about to call you and ask if you have one here, but as I see. So now, can you enable it? And you see how the signal changes?
Yeah, right,
It
exactly.
gets even.
Yeah,
you have.
and we have this mid-invert thing here also, and
mid-invert. That's if you turn around the micro upside down, because the 8 has to sit over the cardioid.
I remember.
And if you turn it around, you have to switch sides, of course, because this is the right side. It will pick up the right side, and this is the left. If you turn it around, sides are switched, and therefore you have this enable or side or mid-invert channel. Oh, great! Great, fantastic.
Yeah,
good to know. I didn't find it, but I didn't search for too long.
Yeah. If you're looking out for something, then you can type in there, and but of course you need a little bit of the nomenclature that you got for that. Yeah, by the way, these effects, they have a bunch of stuff here. As you can see.
That comes in addition to all the hardware features. We have.
Yeah, this is all included inside.
It's all included in the Leo 8.
In everything, it's all there. And pretty nice things are, for example, transient control is a pretty powerful tool. As the transient controller. That's we're pretty quiet here now. I kind of crank up the volume a bit, and then we can see it, how it works. And just shaping transients, and well, of course, like a transient control, and
something you would use for drums, for example.
For example, yeah. Well, bass also,
bass,
depending a
guitar.
little bit. Exactly. Guitar.
Everything you need more attack from, or more
or less attack.
Cut through the mix, or less attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not only one direction. Okay,
no,
I get it.
Exactly. And but our most loved thing, let's put it there, which should be on the mastering channel. This is the new Soundtech that we have here. This is the modeled, and this is the one from Burgess who developed this. He gave us his Soundtech for this model, and it's modeled to the point.
To the bone,
Yeah.
1-to-1.
1-to-1, yeah.
Yeah, it looks and sounds impressive. I already tried it.
Yeah,
it's very impressive. Yeah. I have one here.
Yeah, yeah, the original one there.
This is a hardware version. I mean, it's not the original.
Not the original sound.
But I just didn't have the 20,000 K for the original.
Yeah.
But this is one very, very good one.
Yeah.
From Stefan Müller, our friend Stefan Müller from Duisburg.
Yeah.
Custom Audio Germany.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I just can recommend this.
Make it good stuff. Absolutely. Yeah.
But this one, the software version is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you will see over time. We see more things coming up here.
Yeah.
And so that you can really create kind of a mix here on your own.
Yeah.
People used to do one thing. I like to show this here. We can cascade here a few channels. Go a little bit advanced here now. We say 7. I want to have 7 stereo subgroup channels. Okay, we allow the Mio Console just to do up to 8 channels. We're gonna flip this here in a sec. We can, what I said, we can go up to 128 channels.
Yeah.
And let's say
I'm afraid of that. If I hear 180.
Yeah. So yeah, here now we just say, okay, let's use, but I don't want to have this here pre-configured. I don't want to see this. So these are now host channels, and you can use those for different purpose. But one thing what people love to do is summing via the Mio Console. And this is a thing this discussion goes on since years. Is there a difference? Is there not? In my opinion, I still can hear the difference that if you sum inside the DAW or inside the Mio Console, but in a real life situation. And my experience is the more you're going to do in your DAW, things going on there inside the digital audio workstation.
Yeah.
And if you send out different channels into the Mio Console, you definitely hear a difference.
Okay.
If you take 8 channels directly from your DAW, nothing is done, no plugins, nothing, and send this out to the Mio Console to 8 mono channels, for example, I think you do not hear such a massive difference. But the more you're gonna do, the more it makes sense to do the submix thing here. And there's follows up a little nice kind of workflow where you say, okay, I go here, enable those channels. Maybe let's do it pretty clear. We have this that way, and now we go into our session window, and then you can see. Let's move this here. All those channels coming up here, and you can use this. For example, if you're going to do a kind of mastering or whatever you like, you can do stem masterings and capture the stem mastering directly here in Mio Console.
Okay.
In a session window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we do another tutorial on that subject.